Yeah, no, I'm not properly dressed for the video, but all serious notes that a lot of us were not surprised, and this is like the worst case scenario that the news would have come. And certainly it's brought to my attention. And normally the news is for sports that is like, it is what it is. But this one has really brought to my attention, and I have to make a video on what's going on to catch you guys up in case if you are unaware. And I'm sure half of the country is unaware what's happening. And even this my city, it's a huge blow. So last night, actually at midnight, MLB and the MLBPA associations could not come into a new agreement as their CBA expires last night. And because they could not come up with a new agreement, MLB is now under lockout for the first time in 27 years. And basically, what a lockout is it's pretty much a shutdown of a campaign that would not operate until the negotiations are fair and mutual. The problem with that is now we don't have baseball. Because they're on lockout, we might not have baseball. And now we already don't have an off season. The off season is shut down. And this sucks. And normally when I say this, that it sucks, they come back at the end. But this really sucks. It's bad enough that MLB's ratings are going down because of what happened with, the pandemic. Well, the pandemic is one thing, right? You also got to look at what happened with Houston. The Houston Astros scandal that happened, where they cheat in the World Series, and the way how they handled the punishment, that was soft. And they come up with these new rules that completely ruined the game, and the replays. And it's not even the umpire's fault. I'm not saying it's the umpire's fault, but the rule changes, like the 10-inning rule, the 7-inning doubleheader. Those are bullshit. So people are tuned away from it. And the younger generation didn't like the fact, well, I personally like it, the fact that the games are too long. So what? But that's why the ratings are drawing. And now with this lockout, this is a huge blow to the MLB. The biggest blow I've ever seen. Because now you have nothing to watch on the summertime, right? That's the worst case scenario. I'm not saying we might not have baseball this 2022 season, but there's a chance we might not have baseball. And I'm going to be optimistic that they might find an agreement before the regular season. I'm optimistic about it. But if you look at the worst case scenario, there's no baseball season. The 1994 lockout, there was no baseball season. You want to know what happened? What there also wasn't? A World Series. There was no World Series that year. There was no spring training that year. There was not even a regular season that year. Not even an off season. So that's the worst case scenario. And that leads to this. Now you have the MLS, who is growing, by the way, have the biggest opportunity of their league to boost up the ratings because they got nothing to watch. America's got nothing to watch. That's going to bring people out. And for the MLS and the MLR too, if you don't know what MLR is, it's Major League Rugby, who is also growing, but pretty slow, but they are growing. They're bringing people in. They got something to watch, entertained until September, which is the NFL season. And the NFL, they always win. Despite having bad choices, and the NFL always wins. So MLB is screwed if they can't find a mutual agreement. And you know what? Despite how horrible this commissioner is, I personally don't think it's his fault. I don't think it's Manfred's fault. If anything, it's the Players Association's fault. They want something that is completely bizarre, which is to get rid of money for players and everything, which is bullshit. I think players deserve to get paid from their hard work and dedication to the sport. Manfred wants equal pay for all, and that's fine. That's fine. So, bottom line here is I don't think it's his fault. So, I'm going to remain optimistic. I'm going to think they might find something before the regular season. I think the spring training is screwed. I personally think the spring training is screwed. Who knows? I might be wrong. But I hope the regular season starts in time. And I hope we get the World Series in 2022 season, because if not, then it's going to be a long year for baseball fans to wait. Unless there's college baseball, which actually are they? I think they're a little bit different. But besides college baseball or minor league baseball, which I think they're in lockout too, considering the MLB's in lockout. Who knows? Who knows at this point? Baseball is kind of screwed there. Mainly the MLB is kind of screwed here, unless they can find something. And I damn hope that the player associations find a way to actually cooperate with the MLB, so we do have baseball. This offseason was really good. I like this offseason. So I hopefully they find something. So I'm gonna go and think about my life choices. Good night, everybody.